Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we got some more Kazahana. Bao returns after massive Twitter controversy. Now, if you don't know what went down, Bao tweeted some shit. She made it about gender. It didn't go over well with people because she made it about gender when anyone can do it, both sides. She refused to, either apologize for only. She doubled down on her statement about it only being one gender, refused to apologize, even though that gender makes up 90% of her audience. And then said that everyone's trying to cancel her for no reason, even though she attacked essentially half the population of the world. And it's like, bro, all you had to do was either say yes, either edit the tweet, you know, delete the tweet and correct it, or just apologize and say that, you didn't mean to make it sound like you were attacking only one group. But instead, she just chose to double down and then triple down and then make fun of it on stream, then quadruple down. It's like, bro. And then I think she released some quote unquote apology. I think he like scrolls over it in a different video that I saw just out of sheer curiosity. And I read like a little bit of it and I was like, if this is supposed to be your apology, it sounds more like you're trying to deflect from everything and not actually, whatchamacallit, take any responsibility for the stuff you said. Which, sucks ass, but it is what it is. But yeah, let's get on with it.
Okay, so it seems that we have a little bit of an update on the whole Bao the Whale situation. Now, essentially, if you don't know, Bao has been been involved in some controversy and stuff over some of her posts. Now, to be fair, I do think a lot of the outrage by it has been inflated quite a bit. But also, I can understand why some people were angry at some of these statements she made, with a couple of them actually blowing up online. And if you guys didn't see them, obviously the first one of her talking about being a female content creator.
Yeah, this is the tweet that I was talking about, and this was all after the she tweeted this after, not immediately after, but this was after the whole Emiru and Mizkiv situation, where it turns out that Mizkiv was an abusive partner and towards Emiru, and he tried to play it like she was just as equally abusive, but the things he did were way worse. It's like, bro, he really wanted to compare punching holes into the wall with getting hit with a fucking plushie. Okay, yeah, those are the exact same thing, sure, bud. But yeah, the whole Emiru Mizkiv situation happened. She tweeted this, and this is essentially what blew up in her face.
With a small growing audience and a much larger and successful male content creator approaches you out of nowhere and showers you with attention on streams and DMs, etc. Don't walk, run. And obviously a lot of people got mad over that.
Well, yeah, it's I mean, you can understand why. She says if you're a smaller female content creator, you're trying to be successful, and a larger male content creator approaches you and whatnot, you're essentially telling your audience that they should run if they're a woman and they're approached by a man in content creation, more specifically like YouTube, Twitch, and those types of content creators, not the kinds that go on more adult like orientated websites. I'm sure they don't care. But but yeah, it's like, how are you gonna attack only men and point out only men when you and your friends quite literally at the start of this year had the biggest breakup with a friend all over some, I dare I say, high school level drama? It's like, bro, You and your friends went on this crusade against Cinder. Mind you, what Cinder did was pretty shitty. But it's like, how are you going to sit here and attack only men after the kind of start you had to this year with the whole Cinder situation? How are you going to say that? You know, after being, seeing in your own friend group women using each other and being absolute snakes to one another, how are you going to say it's only successful male content creators? You know, because it can go both ways. Hell, I'd say it's even worse if you're a successful male content creator and women start approaching you out of nowhere and showering you with attention on streams and in DMs. Because it's like, and it could be on both ends. It could be a female content creator who is either much larger than you or much smaller than you. It could work on both sides. Because we've already seen, more so than anything, that when it comes to being successful in these types of fields, these women will do more than anything. They'll do anything, quite literally, to get ahead. We've seen it with Cinder. We've seen it with how many other female content creators? Like, how many times do we see women playing a certain card in content creation to get ahead of their male counterparts and using some of their male counterparts to get ahead? And the moment they are ahead, they drop them. Obviously, it's not all of them. It's a small group. But the same thing can be said about male content creators if you're going to play the small group card. It's not all male content creators, it's only a small group of them. So you can apply that logic to both sides. So at the end of the day, it circles back to, why is she only pointing out men and males when it can happen to both sides? You know?
Due to the fact of it's not exactly exclusive to male content creators doing this. There's been many female content creators that have also done a similar thing to what she's describing here, but obviously it doesn't look great whenever,
I mean, it wasn't like, didn't Sniper Wolf, wasn't the whole reason she fell from grace because she was quite literally doing this? I could be wrong, but didn't it turn out that she was just using other? I could be wrong, like I said, but I know that there was some controversy with Sniper Wolf. It's been a hot minute, that's why I don't remember it off the top of my head. But I'm pretty sure a female content creator did this and was exposed for doing exactly what she stated, and she lost her entire audience. I just can't fucking think of the individual.
She's saying,
But there are men who have done this as well. I mean, hell, Bao, Shiley, and all of them had that whole situation with Cinder. If you're older like me, this is quite literally the modern day Vanos Crew Ohmwrecker situation, which wasn't even that long ago either. It's like Ohmwrecker did kind of the same thing that Cinder did, except that he took it to 3 more levels and was even worse about it. So yes, there's a perfect example of both sides having their own version of the exact same horrible person.
Just men, and I can understand why a lot of people were angry at that. And then there was also another tweet which came out on her account too about stuff to do with artist commissions and them sharing.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. Oh, here's the tweet on November 3rd. I haven't been acting like myself at all. I feel that this year poisoned me deeply and I am not able to focus on anything but all the negatives. It's all I can think about, and it's not fair to air it out in a space that's trying to heal. I am impulsive and I don't think things, I'm assuming she's going to say through, but it's like, I'm sorry. With all this stuff that you do and the music shit, streaming and everything, and the cups and all that stuff, don't you have managers? I said managers because I was trying to say management and managers together, but you get the gist. Don't you have either or? Don't you have people helping you? Given how popular you are, there's no way in hell she doesn't have people telling her, hey, this could probably be bad if you tweet this, don't tweet this. And if she does have people like that, then she's probably just ignoring them. I actually want to see that tweet in full. See what else she said. See okay, so the tweet right there. Let's see here. I am impulsive and don't think things through. I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and that is a terrible combination. It's irresponsible and really dangerous. I am very sorry. At worst, I am dumb as fuck, not malicious. Not gonna lie, you say you're sorry, but the entire first half is you quite literally trying to justify why you behaved the way you did. So it's like, how can you call this an apology? Like, you're not taking responsibility. You're saying that, the year poisoned you deeply, which is why you're only able to focus on all the negatives. It's like, I don't know about that one there, friend. It's all you can think about. Why? Like, you're very successful. Why are you like worried about this kind of stuff? Like, I know they say, oh, money can buy happiness, but it can solve a lot of issues. Like, I don't get it, because, with all the stuff that happened with Cinder earlier this year, you sort of seem like you were good. And I'm like looking through some of these responses, and it's like, it's so funny because they're still calling her out on it because it doesn't feel like an apology. Like, here we have all this could easily be resolved with just one clarification post. People have been begging you to do that all week, and you've laughed at them for it. And you said you were just engagement farming. Between you saying stuff like that and you adamantly refusing to do a clarification post, it makes it really hard to have faith in you. Another person, in quotes, quoting her, at worst I am ... Then they say, see that? Stop that. It's not about your identity or image. It's about what you did and what you'll be doing going forward. Try this. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt people, but I was being entitled, careless, and self-centered. I'll try to do better. And I agree, she was. Like, she literally blamed pyro pups and grifters in her own server. Are we gonna forget about that? Like, bro. And it's funny, it's like this other person said, how are you gonna say that in this tweet that, this space is healing, but in your own Discord, you're gonna go and blame pyro pups for your own negative PR? That's what it really just like is like. How can you call this an apology? It doesn't seem like an apology. It seems more like you're trying to make excuses for why you behaved so poorly.
Posts early, which obviously then ignited a whole drama with Skeb, the kind of art commission website.
Yeah, I don't understand the Skeb shit, genuinely. Like, she lost her shit because someone tweeted art that was about like a project of hers, but I don't think she specified. She told the person, from what it looks like, she didn't tell them to not tweet that. She didn't tell them that to hold the art. She didn't tell them to, wait until, she revealed what the art was for. So it's like artists in their, like, whether it's Skeb or V Shoujo, Skeb allows artists to put the stuff up once they're done with it. They don't need your permission for that. It's part of their TOS. And V Shoujo, artists in their own TOS as well that they make themselves, they state that they have You know, unless told otherwise by the person commissioning them, they have full authority and reign to post the art. So it's like, why was she losing her mind over that? It's like you could have this that could have been circumvented first and foremost. If it wasn't off Skeb, that could have been or like not if it wasn't. If it was off of a different site, if it was not on Skeb, then it could have been circumvented. She could have told the artist, hey, don't, show this. I plan to do a date, then you can, put it up on your socials. Or if it is on Scab, losing your mind over something that, they make very painfully clear and obvious to you just really shows that you quite literally just don't know how to read the TOS when you accept something.
And this then also exploded into a massive controversy too, where Skeb even actually, as I said, responded to everything that was going on, which was pretty insane to see. And then it followed with a kind of post from Bao saying that she hadn't been acting like herself. And obviously, yeah, she was saying she's sorry. At worst, she's dumb and not malicious, which I do think is the case. I think that, she was not trying to be malicious at all. Obviously, some people saying it's debatable, but again, looking at a lot of what she said, there's also some other clips and stuff too, which I mentioned in the previous videos. If you guys want to watch the previous videos, I've got a whole kind of like series on it. Essentially, she did also talk about some stuff on stream too, where essentially she said she was like engagement farming and things, which lost her a lot of support. And well,
this is dumb. Like, honestly, everything that he's stating that she said just sounds like a whole bunch of excuses to not admit that you fucked up. Oh, it was a troll post. Oh, that didn't work. I was engagement farming. Oh, that didn't work. I was rage baiting. Oh, that didn't work. Throw into some other excuse. It's like, bro, if you really wanted to engagement farm, you could have done a better way about it. You could have gone a better way about it. It's like you know you weren't you weren't engagement farming. If you need to double and triple down and then just try to justify your actions through different means, then it feels like you're honestly just people are pretty on the nose about why you tweeted it that way, and you just don't want to admit that they're right, that you might be a little misandrist or and that you might have prejudice against men. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that, just to admit it. So that way people can fucking move on. And you're not doing this for like God knows how many days. Like genuinely, it's just weird. Just be like hate monger, man. Hate monger got called a bully by Bryce, and hate monger didn't deflect. Hate monger didn't try to justify his actions. You know what hate monger said? Hate monger said with his Giga Chad fucking voice, yes. He knows what he is. He admits it, and it caught Bryce so off guard he had zero clue how to respond.
Well, it seems like we have an update from Bao now in terms of a return, because that post was the last post that she made on the 3rd of November, almost a week ago, a little bit less than a week. And also, she hasn't streamed since then either. The last one was the Nikkei one, which we looked at in the previous video, where essentially she has lost quite a lot of followers as well over on Twitch.
I mean, this is in the past 7 days, but if you look at the analytics, it's not really that bad. She's still off, doing pretty well. Like, it's not like the thing is, this isn't gonna cancel her in any way. Like, she'll lose what, maybe a few thousand followers. That's about it. She'll get those back come by January next year more than anything. So it's like she's not gonna see this massive dip in fucking revenue. So I don't understand why, like I keep saying, she didn't just apologize or clarify or delete the tweet and make a like that other person said, a fucking clarity post. She could have done that at any time and whatnot. But like I said, this isn't gonna end her career. We're not gonna see like the death of Bao. Bao isn't gonna like stop streaming and stop making merch. She's gonna keep on doing her shit. She just might take she'll just probably pull a Cinder and just take a break, go on hiatus for a bit. Like, unless these people are really stupid with their money, they quite literally don't really need it, which is why they're able to afford to go on these really long vacations.
Like over 600 followers, which could be even more than that, considering that his followers gained, meaning that the ones gained have counteracted the ones that have kind of like left. But this is the post that she put on her Discord.
Yeah, see, like I said, it's already balancing itself back out, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day whether she loses followers, because she's going to gain them back no matter what.
And it's starting to make a lot of sense as to exactly
like shit. Like, the best example of this is literally Hassan. Like, I know I go a lot. I always go back to Hassan a lot, but it's like the best example that I can think of for how you can do bad things and say bad shit and people will still watch your content and support you. I mean, look at how all the stuff Hassan has said, Hassan has done, even the stuff with his dog, it hasn't affected him in any way, shape, or form. He's still pulling the same views, to my knowledge. He's still making the exact same amount of money he's making, you know? Like, the people who support Hassan will support Hassan and they'll throw their wallets at him. Same thing with Bao. Same thing with Cinder. No matter what, at the end of the day, no matter how many people call for the cancellation of these people because they say something like this, it'll probably never happen. Like, unless there's a video of them, like, quite literally beating a baby to death with a baseball bat, and, you know, to the point where they turn an actual human baby into a pile of, you know, blood, broken bones, and pulp, they're gonna be fine. Like, and the only reason I use that type of scenario is because that's how extreme the scenario has to be for anything to happen to these types of individuals, if I'm being honest.
Why we saw the post that we saw and exactly why you know, she's been struggling with a lot of stuff over on Twitter, right? Because she says, hi everyone, hello, my birthday is this Sunday, join me for a 6-hour long charity stream just for the Brain Injury Association of America, and this will be on Sunday the 9th of November.
See, did she tweet that as well? I saw when I was scrolling through her tweets a tweet like that. No, oh yeah, here it is. Oh no. Oh, that's so funny. Her follow-up tweet was, tomorrow's my birthday. This was 4 hours ago. Tomorrow is my birthday. As a gift, my jewelry will be on sale. Starting from 12 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. EST, and 2 p.m. CST. So it's like, bro, I find it a little interesting how she'll tweet that, or how she'll put that on Discord, but she won't tweet that on X. It's just a little interesting to me. Yeah.
So tomorrow from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. And they said a week ago my brother was hit by a van. A month ago my aunt had a series of strokes. Brother was in a coma and my aunt is in a vegetative state. None of my family members really understood how to help, and we suddenly had to scramble to figure out who could be the caregivers, how to be a caregiver, and exactly to help in help in a way that mattered. I've learned a ton since I spent a lot of October in hospitals, and hopefully I can also teach you too. I said also, due to internet constraints, I can't live stream the concert for charity, so I'm just going to use my birthday instead. I'll have a...
Okay. Wait, what? Okay, so she's doing a stream for a charity stream, 6 hours long, tomorrow on Sunday. So is there going to be a concert? So is there going to be I'm like really lost here. I'm also a little all right, whatever, let's continue.
Goal list for Sunday, see you there. So yeah, it seems like she is coming back, and as I said, it's absolutely awful to see all of the stuff that she's been going through in the past month or so with her brother and with her, family members.
I mean, yeah, that sucks, but that's no excuse to be a shitty person on the internet, is all I'm gonna say. That's not a shield from criticism, you know? Just because something bad happens to you or a family member doesn't give you the right to act out, throw a tantrum, and take it out on your audience, your fans, or take it out on the internet. And then when people ask you to explain, you instead double down and choose to actually elaborate. Like, yeah, not gonna lie, if this is true, that sucks ass, and damn, you have my like my sympathies. But at the same time, I don't want to be that guy. But like, how many female content creators have lied about stuff like this just so that way controversy will go away? I mean, hell, look at Amaranth. Amaranth was going through some controversy, pretended that, she was pretended that it was all her boyfriend's fault. And lo and behold, what happened? It wasn't her boyfriend's fault. Then what did she do? She blamed like something on medication, and everyone was like, yeah, no, that's not going to work, in my opinion. And then it turns out that everything Amaranth was saying, well, they were all just blatant lies. She lied to everyone during all that. It's like, I just don't trust you. Genuinely, I've lost all faith. I've lost all trust when it comes to women after something bad happening. And by something bad, I don't mean something bad in their lives. I mean something bad happening to their image because they say some stupid shit on the internet. I just, too many of them have immediately said, "Oh my god, I was acting like this because of stress from family or this other thing." And it's like, it turns out that was all a lie. So I just find this hard to believe, especially after Shondo, tweeted out almost kind of the same thing, where she tried to be like, "Oh, stress see Wessie over the bad tweet in the hospital because you guys stressy Wessie me out." I'm obviously heavily paraphrasing what she said, and but it's like the same thing. It's like, I just, no, you're not allowed to use these things as like a shield for any of your shitty behavior. Like shit, like in my opinion, I wouldn't even talk about it. Like shit, why would, if my shitty behavior was due to that, I wouldn't even want to talk about it. I would just apologize and not bring it up. Cause it's like, bro, in my opinion, that would just make me look more unhinged and more mentally unstable. Because it's like, that's what broke me to like go on this rant on the internet. It's like, So yeah, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, I just find it hard to believe, given how many women have already lied in this space about stuff like this. And then it turns out that it's all false, made up bullshit.
And with her aunt and everything like that, obviously, it is terrible. And as a lot of people have been saying in the comments down here, well, that's a lot, also explains a lot. And obviously, a lot of people never knew, right?
No, it doesn't explain a lot. Like I said, I'm not letting this slide. I'm not letting you use your family as like a shield from criticism and as a way to justify your shitty behavior. Like shit, dude. Asmon's dad passed away. Asmon's dad was fighting cancer and passed away. And you don't see Asmon Gold going on the internet throwing a massive temper tantrum, do you? Like shit. Like, he literally took a break to take care of his dad while his dad was fighting cancer. And unfortunately, he didn't win the fight. And Asmon, what does Asmon do? He talks about it. He's like, I'm going to have to take a break, get all these affairs in order and some time to grieve. What did everyone say? Have fun. You know, obviously not have fun. They wished him, you know, the best of luck and hoped that he would come back soon. But it's like, if this is affecting you that badly, state that at the start and take a break from the internet so that way you don't tweet stuff like that. If your mental is that close to the breaking point, state that. State that you're not in a good headspace, that you're going to take a break and that you'll come back and get off the internet. You know? Tectone took a semi break from content creation, but he's still on Twitter. I feel like he should get off Twitter, you know? So that way he could have like a nice actual full break and fully reset his mental. But it's like, there are ways around this. There are ways for this to not be an excuse for your shitty behavior. So this is why I'm like, no, you don't get to play this card of like, woe is me, I'm going through this tragedy, and everyone just forgive your shitty behavior.
A lot of people never knew exactly, what was going on. And to be honest, I don't think, she was obligated to say anything about that because obviously it's quite personal information. But obviously she has shared it now and is raising money for a lot of stuff to do with brain injury.
It is nice that she's raising money. I will say that. I'm glad that it's, I will always be for charity events and all that type of stuff. But in my opinion, I'm more of the I will donate my time, not my money type of individual if I truly care about it. But they are doing that, they're doing both. They're doing time and money. They're giving up their time to do this event. But my thing applies only to like in-person stuff where like instead of, as an example, instead of giving money to a hospital, I'll go to the blood drive, to the local blood drive, something like that. As an example, I stopped donating blood when I found out that, these organizations don't actually give your blood to the people who need it. They sell it to the hospitals and the hospitals then use it. So they're essentially selling your blood and you're just giving it away freely. So I was like, nah, fuck that. You can't have my blood anymore. But that was just an example.
Brain Injury Association of America. So definitely go and support that stream if you are going to be around on Sunday, which is tomorrow. And
from 3 to 9, I'm at work at those hours. Great.
It'll be at 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm not sure what time zone that is, but again, just go and check on Bao's kind of socials because, again, I do think she's.
Well, did you not show it earlier? Or did I talk about it? No. Huh. Oh, I guess. What the fuck? Wait, then where did I just said the times. I could have sworn he was the one who pulled up times, wasn't he? No, I talked about it because, right. I was talking about the sale on the necklaces. Never mind. I'm an idiot. Never mind.
Good job there in terms of supporting a charity for a pretty long stream, 6-hour long stream, which is great to see. And again, as I said, it does explain a lot with a lot of the behavior that we saw over on Twitter, right? And,
no, it doesn't.
Kind of domino effect of a lot of hate.
No, it fucking doesn't. What? This doesn't explain anything. Like I said, this doesn't excuse shitty behavior on the internet. If you're this stressed, if this is causing you this much stress that it leads to this on the internet, get off the fucking internet. It's not that hard. Genuinely, tweet out, hey, if family emergency, gonna be away for a bit, update you guys further down the line. Tweet something like that and then just get off the goddamn internet if you're already this stressed about different types of things and then you have this thrown on your plate. Like hell, dude. You don't. And the reason I say this is because you don't have to be on the internet. You don't have to go on Twitter. Is what I mean when I say that stuff. What I mean when I say you don't have to be on the internet. You don't have to go on Twitter. You don't have to open up Instagram. You don't have to go on any of these social media apps. whatsoever. You could just do your own content and do your own thing, like you've been doing up until now. And if, you know, something like this happens with your family, guess what? Then you can go on social media and be like, hey, I need to update y'all on this situation. This is what's going down. This is what's going to happen going forward. And I'm going to be away for a while. Simple as that.
And I've always said in a lot of my kind of, you know, videos and things to do with all of these tweets, it has been a kind of domino effect. Once you have one tweet that gets a lot of controversy, a lot of people dislike it. Usually if you post something kind of in the same, not in the same realm, but, you know, something that could be slightly controversial, right? And you've had a good tweet previously, usually that tweet is also going to do good as well. And obviously that was domino, domino, domino. And then, yeah, essentially it led to the kind of apology, you know, that she put on her post, which again, I think I can understand why, you know, maybe she was on that kind of domino effect because, you know, she was probably dealing with a lot of other stuff at the time with a lot of the things with her family, right? Which obviously can cause someone to kind of just not really think about, you know, what they're posting or maybe.
That's not an I'll keep saying this throughout this entire video. If he's actually trying to defend her and defend these actions and these tweets over that, then no, just no. No, no. We're not defending her crashing the fuck out on an entire gender, which includes a person who she claims in her family was hurt. A week ago, my brother was hit by a van. So I guess, you know, your brother being in a car accident is an excuse for you to go out there and shit on your brother's gender? That doesn't add up there, does it? So how can you claim that this is okay? Jesus Christ, dude, where the fuck's your self-respect? God damn, Kazuna. Shit. This pissed me off too with the fucking. This is something he did with fucking Demi too, and the whole Demi situation earlier on this year, where she was like shitting on some fucking content creator who was much smaller than her. Like Kazuna in a video was like, "Oh yeah, Demi told me in DMs personally that she felt bad about it, so I think that's totally okay to. So I think it's totally okay to forgive her now." And I was like, what? She hasn't even publicly apologized to this person, and you already want to forgive her because she said she's sorry in your DMs? I'm like, no, no, no. What? No. Unless I misheard, in which case, you know, fucking hard of hearing strikes again. But it's like, no, we're not forgiving these women just because shitty things happen in their lives and they let their emotions get the better of them. No. Like what? That's like your girlfriend beating the fuck out of you and saying, "Oh, babe, sorry, you got to forgive me. I was on my period." Like you're asleep, chilling in bed and whatnot, and she starts beating you with the bat, and then she tries to blame it on her period. And you're supposed to accept that. It's like, fuck no. What? No. They're like, no, we're not doing this meme of like 100 women versus accountability, you know, and accountability never fucking seems to win. Like we're holding Bao accountable for this shit.
Domino, domino,
These people, these women need to be held accountable for what they do and for what they say, especially when they're this popular and their tweets get 5.2 fucking million views and they have this massive following.
domino. And then, yeah, essentially it led to the kind of apology, you know, that she put on her post, which again, I think I can understand why, you know, maybe she was on that kind of domino effect because, you know, she was probably dealing with a lot of other stuff at the time with a lot of the things.
That's no excuse. If Asmongold can deal with the stuff that he was dealing with, when it came to content creation, as well as his dad's cancer and the passing of his dad and having to, do the whole funeral stuff for his dad and bury his own father. I think Bao can handle an accident, a car accident and a family member suffering from a stroke. I think Bao can handle that. They're both adults. We're not excusing Bao's behavior just because, teehee woman moment and emotional overload.
Things with their family, right? Which obviously can cause someone to kind of just not really think about, what they're posting, or maybe, I should stop posting at this time, because again, I think now she's done the right thing in not posting and then going live and doing something great, because I think obviously that does, provide a positive kind of, I guess, comeback.
Yes, and that is good. But at the same time, she should take accountability and apologize for what she said, instead of hoping that this is enough of a shield that everyone will gloss over it and that after the charity stream, she'll be a-okay. It's like, why should she get such an easy slide when other content creators have been condemned for less? Like, what?
In that sense, not like she's been away forever, by the way. It's like, it's like a week, not even that. So again, I do think that's going to be interesting. Obviously says, I don't know if that explains everything, but it explains the mood shift she's been in, I suppose. Doesn't mean she can be like that.
Again, exactly. It does not mean that she can behave like that.
I think that obviously some people need to be a little bit more considerate about exactly what is going on. Now that we know, this information, I do think
that does not fucking matter at the end of the day. Yes, it's shitty that she's going through this. Yes, we can feel sorry for her. Yes, we can feel sympathy. But that does not mean we should not hold her accountable for the things she said and for her shit apology. Or for what she wants to call an apology. Like, why are we so easy to forgive these people when they don't even apologize for the things we're supposed to forgive them for? And they try to shift the blame of why they're being this way onto these horrible things without any actual proof that this is true whatsoever. Like, what?
I think it does explain a lot with what is going on. Now, sure, obviously, it doesn't, I guess, excuse a lot of the stuff that's been going on, but I do think people need to be a little bit more kind of open and a little bit more, I guess, respectful of the fact that she's gone through quite a bit. So
yeah, and people also need to hold her accountable, my guy. People also need to realize that you can't just forgive and forget just because someone's going through a rough time. Like, what? Oh, sorry, Teehee, I called you this career-ending word. I was just having a woman moment, emotional unbalance and all these other things. Like, what? No. No, we're not letting that slide. Like, oh, sorry, babe. I know I broke your Xbox, but teehee, I was on my period and you just didn't give me enough attention. You were playing too many video games, and every time we spent time together, I know I kept on doom scrolling every time you wanted to give me attention, and it felt like, I didn't care. But come on, babe, I was on my period. Like what kind? Like, no. This is the same toxic behavior. Like, no. Because you want to know what happens? If you forgive them for this, then this just tells them that they can do the exact same thing next time. And as long as something tragic enough happens, or if they say something tragic happens, they'll know they'll be forgiven.
People who are going through stuff might not have the spoons to correctly manage their tone. I've blown up at people who had nothing to do with why I was stressing out. They just happened to be the nearest person when that last straw hit. It does not forgive or excuse the behavior. It can explain it. Still, that is a rough time. I wish her and hers I wish her and hers as a complete recovery as can be expected. Said, as someone who's been homeless twice, the amount of times I've lashed out at the first person I have seen was very high. Stress is destructive. I have apologized to people I've hurt and tried to move forward. So yeah, obviously a lot of people sharing their own experiences there, saying, oh, so no wonder she was picking fights with everyone, which I don't think she was picking fights. She was just making posts that obviously just didn't really help her out at the time. And again, as I said, having all that happen to your family in such a short span would put anyone on a short fuse, which, yeah, I guess would be the case, right? But again, I don't think she picked fights. Obviously, this person even puts out there saying she didn't pick fights. Twitter is ludicrously stupid. I'm gonna be real. If you got offended by what she said, you probably are the people she's talking about or think you can be, which again, I do think is actually true, right? If you got offended by, if you got like personally offended by these posts, I think, you know, obviously it does say a lot about, you know, what you've been doing, right? But again, I think people can choose to criticize it. But I think if you get personally offended, I think that is pretty insane, right? Who's saying, oh, geez, I said,
Yeah, in my opinion, if you take offense by the fact that she didn't state, you know, both sides, then I feel like you might be projecting a little bit. I like me personally, I remember when I first heard about this, I was like, all she has to do is edit the tweet and change it from men to just gender neutral content creator, and that's it. That's literally what I thought. I'm like, oh, all she has to do is just edit the tweet or put out a correction tweet, you know? It's not really that big of a deal. We've seen it happen countless times with other content creators. I mean, shit. Just look at the past. You have how many Minecraft content creators alone from, you know, our childhood when we were growing up, quote unquote childhood. I mean, like our or the early 2010s and whatnot when YouTube was first starting off. How many of those content creators ended up turning out to be complete dicks? How many like shit? Like, how many of those men content creators turned out to be dicks? You have like shit, the Vanos crew. I always talk about them because that's what I primarily grew up watching. You have Mini Lad, who got canceled into a black hole because of the atrocious, disgusting shit he did. You have Omrecker, who got kicked out of the group and semi-canceled. I think he still makes videos, but I think he only does like you know, like DBD killer content type of videos. You know, stuff he can play solo where he doesn't have to play with friends because no one wants to play with him anymore. I could be wrong on that. I haven't actually seen anything Omrecker related in years, ever since that. But it's like you have examples of men being the issue, but you also have examples of women being the issue, which is why I only thought I'm like, just correct the tweet. Just say, you know, just be like, sorry, you know, sorry to all the men. Obviously, women can be too. And she could have used any of the examples of the shitty female content creators that have come out throughout the years. I mean, shit, she could have used Cinder as an example. Like, hell, given that that started this year, she could have used that, you know, that one other VTuber who was part of, I think it was Niji Sanji? No, not, yeah, Niji Sanji, you know, who was like saying all these things about like her fans and like the meet and greet and like about Indians, I think. Indians and like trans people. She was like saying shit about that, which got her like kicked out of the team, or not the team, but the organization. So it's like you could have used that as an example of women. You could have used, like I said, Sniper Wolf, Amaranth, you know, these types of women who just are shitty human beings who have lied to their audiences, and we know they're lies because they were outed as lies. That's all she realistically had to do, and this could have all blown over. It's just my, like, genuinely, I don't give two shits, honestly. I just find it weird how it's like all this could have been avoided from the very beginning if she had either A, not tweeted it, B, edited the tweet after, you know, there was a little bit of backlash, or people, the instant someone was like, you do know women can do this too, she could have edited the tweet, because I doubt it would took, longer than an hour. If it did, she could have deleted the tweet and then tweeted a clarification tweet as to what she meant, and then be like, it's obviously not only men who do this. It's like there were a myriad of ways she could have handled this situation to make it way better for herself. And I honestly, it's just like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, because I know for a fact she could have easily handled this better. I know she's capable of handling this better. I refuse to believe she is this emotionally and mentally immature.
Bao really can't get a break, so she's got a lot on her plate. I hope that she's not pushing herself for the birthday stream. Said, good lord, no wonder. Really hope everything works out for Bao and that life stops being super screwed for her. Said, this is devastating, makes more sense now. Said, holy, it's actually real. I feel so bad for her. I hope the best for her family. So again, a lot of support down in these comments as well, and hopefully there'll be a lot of support over on stream, especially considering, obviously she will be doing that charity stream, which will be raising money for the Brain Injury Association of America. And yeah, as I said, I feel like this is kind of like, I guess, a conclusion to everything that has really gone on in this situation, because again, obviously we've been covering it pretty closely from the initial tweets to the follow-up tweets to all of the kind of, followers leaving and stuff. And I hope that some people maybe do come back after seeing exactly, what she's been through, because again, it does explain a lot of what has been going on.
No, it doesn't.
Recently. And yeah, hopefully we can just kind of, I guess, move forwards with this and just kind of, take this stream, go support her on the stream, and then, just kind of move from there. Because again, I do think, obviously, it does explain a lot. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this, because again, I'm very interested in what you guys have to say. It has been a pretty, I guess, controversial kind of topic to talk about, because many people are very strongly opinionated about one side, and some people are very strongly opinionated about another side. Again, it is very understandable that there is a big split, but I think now, obviously, a lot of people can kind of come together on this one topic here, and hopefully you guys can go and support it. I definitely do recommend. I'll probably leave a link. I don't know which. I'll leave a link to her Twitch, because I'm assuming that's where it's going to be kind of put out there. But again, go and support her tomorrow on the kind of charity stream that she's going to be doing, because again, I do think that is great, because again, she doesn't even she doesn't have to do that, right? She obviously is going through a lot of not great stuff at the moment, and she doesn't have to do that stream, but again, she's choosing to, especially during this time. So again, go and support her, and hopefully you can raise as much money as possible during that. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.
I'm still of the firm belief that no, we shouldn't just let her off the hook just because no. The fuck? What is this fucking WestJet video? But I'm of the firm belief that we shouldn't just allow her to, like, forgive and forget just because, oh, family issue. Especially because it's not a shield. It's like, I'm sorry, but I feel like Kazuna is a little bit too quick to forgive and forget. More so these especially with the VTubers, because it's like, no, we shouldn't let her just suffer no repercussions for what she said just because, oh, my family was in a bit of trouble, or this happened, that my brother was in an accident, and my other relative had this medical issue happen to them. And that's not an excuse to, like, crash out on an entire gender. And like I said, or to, like, start tweeting that shit, I guess, not crash out on an entire gender. She crashed out afterwards, trying to, like, justify all that, but it's like, it's not a shield. It's just not, I can't go on, X and start making a bunch of, misogynistic tweets and start saying all these things about women, and then if I suffer backlash, be like, oh, sorry, guys, my mom passed away in an accident the other day, and I just, you know my mental just snapped and I just went on Twitter. No, I can't just do that. You know, that's not right, first and foremost. And it's just, it's not right to tweet it. And it's just morally not right to be like, yo, I behave this way because of this tragedy. It's like, no, I don't think you should, whatchamacallit, be forgiven that quickly. But yeah, I wanted to just look at the comments real quick here. These are just the very top ones, as you can see by the pinned. Um, just my 2 cents. If the majority of your audience is male, then perhaps demonizing men is not best course of action for the success of your career. This one's edited. Y'all know, you know, it's the funniest thing. I had a family member get in a car accident, and my aunt had a stroke a few years ago. But for some reason, these things didn't force me to make misogynistic posts on social media and double down on it. Weird. I believe she's telling the truth about her family, but I don't think that correlates to her doubling down and making a mockery of it on stream. All in all, making an ass of yourself in public and a tough family situation aren't really correlated. At the end of the day, she hurt no one but herself. She didn't throw any wild accusation, essentially just picking fights where there were none. She can move on from this, but don't be shocked if other people don't. I normally believe I'm normally one to believe people when they bring up family stuff like this. Dot dot dot. But I now have to be skeptical with this. These are, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top comments. The top 5 comments. Right here, sorted by it's very weird how extra it is. Top comments, yeah, sorted by top comments. But yeah, it's like you know, like I said, Kazahana might be willing to forgive her just because of this, but as you can see, some people just aren't. Like, here's another one. It's no excuse for what she said. I wish her well, but I would like to hear a more better apology, and I agree. Like, it sucks ass that, you know, if it is true that she's going through this, that does suck ass. But at the same time, it's like that's no excuse to behave the way you did. Secondly, if this is something, if your brother's accident caused this, I don't understand why you would crash out only on men because your brother is a man. And third, it's like there I guess there is no third. There's just those two things. It's like, bro. But yeah, I've rambled on long enough. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube jazz. And I'll catch you all in the next one later.